Now let's talk about some traumatic knee injuries like ACL and PCL ruptures. So if you guys see here, I'm stretching this out. You see these two little pieces of kind of ligament right here? This one here is called the ACL, or the anterior cruciate ligament. And this one in the back is called the PCL, or the posterior cruciate ligament. Again, we talked about the lateral collateral ligament and the medial collateral ligament. What they all do is help this knee joint to stay like in place, so it's not just flopping. You know, your skin will protect it from not just falling off of your body, but all of these things provide it stability, right? So with the ACL and the PCL, what we see often, I guess, with any of these ligamentous injuries are usually hits, right? So if I get hit from the side, right, like this, and this happens a lot in football players, get hit from the side, what's going to happen is all this force is going to see how that can like stretch that out, and that can bust, right? So you can have a tear there. Same thing if you get hit from this side, can stretch that side out. Now, what happens if you get hit from behind, right? You get hit, bam, it can kind of bust through that anterior cruciate ligament as well right here. Same way with the posterior, right? With the posterior cruciate ligament, one of the biggest things that we actually see is like car accidents. So if you're seated with your knee bent and your knee hits the dashboard and it's like, bam, right? It just jams through. I know it's hard to see, but if I do this and I have this big force with my knee going forward into that dashboard, it's going to bust that posterior cruciate ligament, okay? That's not as common of a one as the ACL and stuff like that. One of the most common ones, if you old people like me remember, Adrian Peterson had the terrible triad, right? So the terrible triad was basically him getting hit from the side, and he had he basically tore his medial collateral ligament because they basically went boom, and it went whoosh, and it busted like that. So it tore his medial collateral ligament, his medial meniscus got a tear, and his anterior cruciate ligament. It was just a horrible, horrible injury. So it just kind of busts through all of those. So